Hilmi Ahmed is the Vice President of the Muslim Council of Sri Lanka, and he joins us now from Colombo. Thank you so much for being with us. First, let's look at the burqa issue. Sri Lanka is not alone here. A number of African countries have also banned burqas, not because of Islamophobia, but because suicide bombers, in some cases, hid underneath those veils. Is it wrong for Sri Lanka to cite the same concerns?
No, certainly not, because in Sri Lanka, the Muslim bashing has been going on for a long time. And they cremated over 350 Muslims who died of COVID or suspected of COVID. And now, suddenly, they come up with this burqa ban and closure of Islamic schools, which is absolutely makes no sense, because there's not a single case of even a theft happening because of burqa. And if you take the Muslim population, not even 2% of the Muslim population cover their face. But this is a rhetoric the government is unleashing to keep the majority of Sri Lankans, right, who are suffering from this pandemic with unemployment, and there's absolutely no support the government has given. So this rhetoric of Muslim bashing seems to go well, because they claim that there is a threat from IS or some Muslim fundamentalist group, something similar to what happened in April 21st, 2019.
Right. But the other issue at play here as well is they're planning to close Muslim schools or madrasas. The government says it's to keep them within national education standards. Is that not true?
Well, there is some truth in it. Maybe about 5 to 10% of the madrasa schools or the religious schools may not be complying with the education ministry directives. But 90% of those schools follow the instructions by the Ministry of Education.
So they're, in a sense, you think they're what, killing an ant with a sledgehammer? Because it's only a tiny number of schools that need to be addressed.
Yeah, but of course, even those schools, they can easily discuss, and the Muslim community itself is more than willing to discuss with the government to address any issues that may concern us. But unilateral decision to overnight bring out a gazette notification and pass legislation is going to divide us a lot more than what has been happening up to now.
Because there is an opportunity, you believe, to fight any extremism that does exist in Sri Lanka and to prevent any attacks like what we saw in April of 2019. Dialogue is the best way. And you're saying your community is very open to it, but that the government is not engaging?
Very much so. But you see, to go back to 21/4/19, the Muslims by name were a few who were the suicide bombers, but the Muslim community as a whole never supported them. The Muslim community did not even give any of those suicide bombers an Islamic funeral. Right? They were denied an Islamic burial. So, the Muslim community has stood strongly against any kind of radicalization or extremism or terrorism.
Okay, Hilmi Ahmed, we will leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us from Colombo. We appreciate it.